Hello crochet friends, welcome back. We're working on our snowflake dishcloth. Today we are starting with 28, row 28. We finished our last bobble last time, so we're gonna finish up the body of our dishcloth and then we're gonna work on the border. We have our project facing us, so we know this is a single crochet row. So we're gonna single crochet for row 28 and 29. So we enter, yarn over and pull through, yarn over and pull through two. Just like we've been doing this whole time. So single crocheting these next two rows here make our top of our dishcloth match the bottom. So we look nice and even, our picture is centered on our project nicely. Okay, so fairly easy day today, all single crochets. Our border will be made of single crochets also, so not too hard. We can do this, right? Oh, how did your picture come out? I'm hoping it looks wonderful on your project with the different yarns that everyone's picked. Oh, it's so nice. I love it. I like these nice, easy single crochets too, I have to admit. Sometimes it's just nice to single crochet, isn't it? So hopefully this is a project that you have enjoyed and we'll make lots of these, maybe for family and friends. Maybe you're getting a jump start for Christmas next year. I don't know. If you are, congratulations, because that's spectacular. I've always told myself I have this goal. Someday I will make one Christmas gift a month. And then I will have 12 done by the time the year's up, but it never quite happens that way. I think it's a great goal to have. I think I need someone to hold me accountable. That's the problem. You get going on all these other things and you see so many different ideas, or you find a yarn that, oh, I want to make something out of this yarn, and it doesn't always coordinate, right? Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Okay, so this is 28. And these are all single crochets, nice and neat. We get over our bobbles easily, right? Okay, still 29 stitches. 29 the whole way there, right? Okay, so the last one, and then we chain one and turn our work. And we're on the back side. Even though we're on the back side, no picture now, we're just single crocheting, okay? So this is row 29. So single crochet row 29 with 29 stitches all the way to the end. Here we go. Okay, when you get to that last stitch, this is the end of the body of the dishcloth. So chain one and turn your work. So we are looking at the front. This is it. This is the whole body. Now we're going to work on our border, okay? So I wanted everybody to be on the same page here. We are going to single crochet across this last row until we get to our corner. And when we get to our corner, we want to do 3 single crochets to help us get around the corner, okay? So these will all be, again, single crochets, but we're gonna do it around the whole project so it won't add to one side and not another. You know, it'll all look nice and neat. It'll be beautiful. Okay, so again, these are all single crochets, just like you did coming across there on row 29, but now we are on to our border. So I am not putting a loop on this or anything, to hang it. If you want to do that in one of the corners, you could make a little chain loop, or maybe you're making this into a hot pad, or a hot mitt. If you want to do that, that's a great idea too. You could use, well, you don't have to use the same color, but same color or a different color, and just make a big square, all plain, and that could be the back of your hot pad or hot mitt, whatever you want to use it for. And you could just sew them together. So as we're single crocheting like this around, you could single crochet 2 pieces around. Or you could do snowflake on 2 sides if you made 2 snowflakes. I mean, whatever you want to do, but you could put two together if you wanted to. If you wanted to, you know, for heat is what I'm thinking. And they also have that paper you could put inside, the heat resistant paper, like when you're sewing. I've seen that before. That's an idea. There's so many ideas. I mean, y'all are very creative and you have wonderful ideas on how to do your projects. So I just like to throw out a couple as I think of them. But yeah, in the corner is where you would want to do your little loopy if you want it to be have a hanging. So we're getting to this corner, and here we are. We're going to do, in this last stitch here, we're going to do 1 single crochet. And then we're going to go back in 2 single crochet. And we're going to go back in again, 3 single crochet. And that gets us around the corner nice and neatly without pulling on our work. Now we're going to go down the side, and the side is a little different, isn't it? It doesn't have regular stitches. So we're going to find our way down here, creating stitches that are not too far apart. And sometimes it's a little trial and error. We've done this before in other projects, trying to find where to put our stitches. So I just kind of go along. I don't want them to be, like I said, I don't want them to be too long, but I don't want them to be really short either. So I kind of do a few, and then I stop and I look at it. And that looks fairly even to me. So I think I'm gonna go in that same fashion. I was putting one kind of here, and then I was putting one here, which definitely seemed like a space, didn't it? And then another one here, and this bunch, it's kind of a bunch there, and then that space. So let's see again. Yeah, that looks pretty good to me. So that's the point. You want these stitches to be as even as possible. Okay, so just keep going along until we get to that corner there, finding spaces to place your stitches that are even, okay? And we will be doing this the same thing on the other side. So if you have a visual of where you're placing them, you can place them evenly with the other side, and you know, just do it the same. So it kind of helps you out a little bit, and then your project will look even as possible when there's not stitches, right? We didn't have those nice neat single crochets like we did on the top, did we? Oh boy, I know. Yeah, these side ones are always a little tricky, and they take a little bit of thought and looking at your work. And just take your time and go ahead. And if you have to rip it out and start it again, do that. I mean, if it doesn't look even to you, that's okay, you know? It's all good. Getting to that corner, aren't we? All right. I would say this is my corner right here, and I'm going to give this 3 single crochets. 1, go back in, 2, 1 more. Beautiful. And that gets us around the corner. It kind of just naturally does it on its own, doesn't it? Now this is our foundation chain. Your little tail's over here, and it's our foundation chain from very beginning of our work. So we are going to try and go across in this nice foundation chain. As you can see, I kind of go in a little bit. So I'm hoping you can see that. I'm going into this little space right here just to give it enough. And I'm not picking up just that one strand there. I'm going in a little bit just for a little structure on the work. Okay, so I'm not going to just pick up this one little piece of the chain. Going in here, okay? That's how I'm picking those up to get across here. So I'm going to do this all the way across. This is the foundation chain. And then we get over to that other wacky side, right? Oh, it's all good. but just putting this border on it makes it look so nice and finished. I like it. I've done other dishcloths without a border because, you know, well, sometimes we're in a hurry or we're just not worried about it, and it's okay. You don't have to do a border. So if you want to skip this part, if you liked it as is, you could always just skip it. Or maybe you don't have enough yarn. There's that too. Sometimes we're trying to finish up old balls of yarn, and you know, well, I'm just gonna skip the border on this one. That's okay. That is okay. Now, don't let that tail get in your way over there, okay? Just keep that tail out of the way. We can take it when we go up the side and we can tuck it in as we're crocheting along there. All right, we're getting close to that corner. Everybody getting near their corner? And we're gonna do 3 single crochets, okay? Just watch out for that knot there. I'm gonna go in there and give it 3. So 1 and 2 and 3. The knot is a little squirrely, but grab that tail now and put it in there. There you go. Turn your work. We're on this last side. Yay! And this is the one where we just have to find stitches going along. Okay, and if you hold your tail in there for these first few, it's a little annoying, I know, but it will tuck your tail in and then you don't have to sew it in after. So it's a thought. You don't have to, but I like to, because if I don't have to sew a tail in, it's kind of nice. All right, so again, make the stitches even in their length, okay? Going right up the side here, all the way to the end. I will meet you there. Here we go. Okay, this would be my last stitch here, so I am going to give it 3 single crochets. 1 and 2 and 3. Okay, 3 single crochets. It gets me around the corner. Then I'm going to go into that first single crochet that we did right there and give it a slip stitch. So I'm going to enter my stitch, yarn over and pull through again for a slip stitch, and just pull up that loop. Okay, let's take a look at what we've got here. So nice and neat going up the sides. They look even. I love it. The corners look great. We've got around our corners nice and neat, didn't we? That 3 single crochet makes a huge difference. Okay, we can cut this off, and we will have to tuck in this tail. But yes, so tuck this tail in, get it all nice and tight in there. I like to go into that loop there with my tail and then weave it all in. It just makes it pull nice and neat. So I will go into that next stitch right there. This is the Snowflake dishcloth. Now I will put a link down below to show you how to block soak or soak block, whatever you want to call it. And what that is just a process that will take the water and a little bit of soap, just a tiny bit, you don't need a ton, but you're going to soak this and you're going to lay it out nice and flat. And so see how we're curly here, or we're curly here, or whatever. It will get this all nice and flat. It will make it a little stiff, which is always nice, but it will hold your shape. So when you do throw it in the wash after using it and everything, it will keep its shape. So it's a nice way of finishing off your project. It pulls in anything that looks a little loopy or anything. It makes it look finished. I like it a lot. So, I will put that down there if you want to give it a try. Also, if you like snowflakes, there's a snowflake ornament and snowflake earrings, I believe we've done together. So if you need a few more snowflakes to go along here this winter, it's just a thought, but I enjoy being on this journey with you. Give us a like and subscribe if you'd like to join us for more projects as they come out, and I will see you next time. Thank you and have a joyful day.